Welcome to the Watchman News and the Tim Allen's More Power Laundry Detergent. So I want to show you basically the ingredients we're going to use. I will give you the recipe that this was derived from, although it's heavily changed from that. So keep that in mind. So what you'll need is borax, superwashing soda. I add in some Purex crystals there for some scent. I got OxyClean here and Fells Naphtha soap. Now the Fells Naphtha soap I grade with this puppy, and I use the small ones, right? I use the small ones so it's a fine powder instead of the big curls, right? But that's all you need. Get it all from Walmart or your favorite retailer. Oh, and when it comes to this, right, you can always use the option of having your neighbor come over and do it for you. You know, why should it be any skin off your knuckles, right? So while we're waiting for the water to start boiling, which we're almost there, I'm going to go ahead and put our other ingredients, except for the Fells Naphtha, in this bucket and go ahead and stir it up. I've got 2.5 gallons or so of water in this bucket, and I've got roughly 1.5 gallons of water on the stove boiling. So I'm using 1 cup of borax. Like I told you, this recipe is heavily modified from the one that I'll give you the link to. That's 1 cup of borax. I've got about 1.5 cups of Arm & Hammer Super Washing Soda, okay? Again, a little bit different than what the recipe calls for. That's 1. Here is the half. Next, I'm going to take our crystals, and I use about 1/2 bottle. It really doesn't even add that much of a scent. It's very, very light scent that it adds. And this is my second load with this. That's why I emptied the bottle out. And then I use about 4 scoops or so of OxyClean. As you can tell, I'm real super scientific with that. You know, for safety, for the kids. I'm just going to give it a good stir to get it kind of mixed around in there. Sloshing on the floor might occur. And just kind of, you can feel it kind of feel gritty at the bottom. And so, I'm just using a cheap paint stick. That feels pretty good. Alright. I will be right back when the water starts boiling. Alrighty, our water's boiling. I'm going to take our 1 bar of finely grated Fells Naphtha. I'm going to dump it in here and stir it up. This is so that it'll melt. Try not to slosh it on yourself. That could burn a little. And you just want to make sure that it's good and melted in there. That's all you need. You don't need to Don't need to go super crazy with it. And you have to be careful because if you let this boil too much, it'll actually foam up and foam over. So, don't want to get too gangster with it there. Alright, I think that's probably about good. I'll see you back down on the floor and we'll mix this all together. Alrighty, now it's time to get the pot off the stove and easily pour it in there. Be careful not to burn yourself. Make sure to use pot holders because if you don't, your fingers will smell like weed and everybody just know that you've been smoking. Alright, anyway. That'll be real easy because that's hot. Pour it in there, look at that. Minimum spillage. Making soap like a boss. Just give her a good stir there. Make sure all your ingredients are mixed up. I am not responsible if this gangster detergent eats off your skin. Nah. Just be easy with it or else it can bleed colors. Learn that one. I've got a pair of blue socks to prove it. This is some pretty mean detergent. You can't have the detergent, Pierce. If you take the detergent, it'll be 1776 all over again. Oh, sorry. Had a flashback of Alex Jones. Okay, that looks pretty good there. What we're going to do is we're going to let that sit until morning. Come morning, I will be back and I will show you what I'm going to do. The reason why is that Fells Naphtha, that bar soap, what it's going to do is it's going to coagulate it and it's going to come to the top, okay? Now, I've looked for an anticoagulant that would be good for this purpose. I really don't know what to use. So, if anybody out there knows what to use for an anticoagulant to keep the Fells Naphtha from lumping back up, please let me know. The instructions that I'm going to include in the links down in the description of the video, it says, it mentions about the lumps and whatnot, but it says that it's okay because if you get them into the washer, that they will dissolve. That's not been my experience. Just letting you know. So we'll be back in the morning and I'll show you what I do to keep that knocked down a little bit. Alrighty, welcome back. It is the next day, which is actually Eclipse Day, believe it or not. And the eclipse is just now starting. We're not in the path of totality, but we're pretty close. It's probably a 30 to 40 minute drive south of us. The outer edge of the path of totality. However, we'll have enough of an eclipse here we'll get to experience. So anyway, let's finish our project here. As you can tell, it kind of foamed out. Now, I think a lot of that is from that fragrance crystals that I added in there. So normally, before I started using the fragrance crystals or the OxyClean, because I started using those both at the same time, I didn't have the foamy type of stuff on top. But I did have like a jelly substance. Okay. What I'm going to do though, I'm going to take the paint stick and paint stirrer, sorry. I'm just going to stir it up a little bit. And I've got my just hand mixer here that I'm going to run in it. And again, if anybody knows of a proper anticoagulant to use with laundry soap, please let me know. Normally what I do is after I put it into the old laundry detergent container that we just keep reusing, I just shake it really good before I start putting some in the little cup to put in the washing machine. So okay, I've got most of that foamy stuff knocked down. it off the paint stick here, or paint stir. And I'm just going to use my hand mixer, and I'm not going to go real crazy with it. And that's pretty much all to it. I will do this several times as I get some out of the bucket here. My bottle's full right now, pretty much, so I really don't need to get any out now. But I just use a bottle from detergent that we bought. Now, some people will throw a bottle of bought-in detergent in there, and they say that really helps it not coagulate or whatever it is, the gel that it builds up on top. So you can try that too. I would rather find the proper additive that I could put in there to keep it from doing that. But there you go. That's what I have. I will put in the description the link where I got this recipe. Well, not this recipe, but my base recipe. And it's got 3 different methods on there. The first one being the best one from the testing that they did. And then you've seen my changes. I told you when I added the stuff into the bucket here, what I used versus what they tell you on the sheet that I will link you to. So that's it. Good to go here. Gonna go and enjoy the eclipse with Jen. And if you don't want to get clean, don't listen to me.